This is the best possible start to SOC, otherwise known as Sword of Convallaria. And I'm going to teach you everything there is to know, everything that you need to start out. This is a free-to-play game. You can download it on Steam or on their website. Let's go. Let's get right into it. Now, just a quick heads up. Your gender has nothing to do with your character's stats at all. So don't worry about genders in this game. There is no Final Fantasy Tactics style, oh, a female thief can charm a male character kind of stuff going on. It doesn't matter what you pick. Also, keep in mind, you don't actually play your character other than just a few story missions. So this character really operates in the background, and you can change to a whole bunch of different, like, little character looks later on. So just pick whatever you prefer. Just another heads up, your choices don't matter in the tutorial, only in the main story, which we're not in the main story yet. I'll let you know when we get there. Now, when it comes to please enter a name, this is the name that's going to show up to other players. This is the name that the main character will be addressed by in the story, so make sure to choose accordingly, because if you want to change it, you have to pay a currency. If you're wondering what this is when you start the main story. We're in the tutorial right now, so you can only say okay at this scene. I want to give you just a quick heads up in combat. Just something that the game doesn't teach you in the tutorial is that once you declare an attack, your turn is over on that character, so you want to make sure you move first, and the game doesn't tell you until later, but you get a damage bonus from attacking from the side or from behind, kind of like in Tactics Ogre. Now, later, this does change on certain builds. Some builds let you attack and then run away. Some builds let you kill a player and then you get another turn. It's really neat, but essentially, whenever you get a chance, always do a move into an attack. And unlike Final Fantasy Tactics, actions don't have CT. You just have a flat speed, and when it's your turn, you can move and attack as much as the game allows. So don't be like, oh, I need to save my CT by not moving and just attacking so my turn comes up faster. It's not Final Fantasy Tactics, okay? So don't worry about that. Alright, at this point in the tutorial, when it wants you to do a summon 10, and yes, this is a gacha game, but that's okay. We're free to play. I'm teaching you how to play this free to play, no money required, no card swiping. You will always receive the same characters on this first click, so don't think about it. Don't re-roll your account. Don't, decide, and it doesn't matter what card you pick. Just scroll any of them, because, and again, it's just, you can pick whatever you want, but, again, you get the same characters every single time, regardless of your account on this pool, okay? You're always going to get a Fire Conjurer, and the Assassin, and the Pikeman, and you're always going to get Maytha. You always get her, no matter what, okay? I'm just letting you know. You also get this guy, or girl, rather, Crimson Falcon. Now, this character is very special because all of the early quests and all of the early rewards pump this character up more than anyone else. So as of right now, Crimson Falcon is your main character, and we'll talk more about that later. Now, these other characters, again, you're always going to get a Light Conjurer here, and an Archer, and a Guard. So, again, you always get Maytha and Crimson Falcon. You always get a Fire Conjurer and a Light Conjurer. These are the most important 4 characters that we're going to use, and we're going to unlock some more characters. But right now, those are our 4 main characters. The rest of these characters suck, and we're not going to mess with them. I'm going to teach you more about this later. Real quick, before you continue your tutorial, I just want to point out a few things. This right here, this middle section, is literally, technically, the main game. This is how you power up your characters more than anything else. However, the Fool's Journey is time-gated, in which, because we're free to play, you can only progress so much of this per day, alright? And this guide is going to help you maximize your progression in this section. This left section is how to also strengthen your characters and is required to progress in the middle here. You have to do this left portion, which also is time-gated, as in you can only do so much per day, and it's linked to this middle one. The one on the right is the main game's story, which you can play through. It's about 48 hours of playtime if you sit around and read all the dialogue and stuff and you don't know what you're doing. Like, your first playthrough is about a couple days real-life time. And it is not time-gated, so you can play this whenever you're waiting on the cooldowns of your middle and left sections. So, let's continue. I want to give you the correct answer to this question. While facing the Seeker, Maytha as a defender has the upper hand. This is the correct answer. A breaker is meant to break the defense. That's how you remember it, okay? So, just pick the top one. There you go. Once you are at this point in the tutorial where it sends you to the Elysium house, now it's time to redeem some codes. And now, depending on how old this video is or the date and time that you watch it, these codes may or not be valid. So the first thing I'm going to do is teach you how to find redemption codes. So the first way to find codes, and probably the most reliable way, would be to go to the game's Discord, which is pretty simple. You simply go to their Discord server, and it looks something like this. And you scroll down, once you're in the server, you scroll down under guides, and you'll see redeem codes, and then Sourpuss here, who's a moderator, will post all the redeem codes. Alright, so there you go. That's one way to find them. Now, the second way is you can go to 4chan.org/VG, then in the search box, kind of in the middle left part of the screen, I'm not going to show you, search for Convallaria. Then you'll click the image of the general that says, like, Sword of Convallaria General. Then the very first post at the very top of the thread will have codes usually most of the time. For the sake of this video, these are the codes that I'm going to be using and the dates that they expire. So here's how to redeem the codes. Here at the top, these three little lines here next to your character's name, click that. It'll open a menu, and then at this cog at the very top right of the screen, click that. And then it'll be under the account tab right here. You're going to click redeem code, and then you're going to go to whichever medium where you found codes, and you're going to paste in the code. You're going to hit redeem, and it'll say succeed to exchange. That's kind of a weird translation, but whatever. And then when you're done redeeming all your codes, you'll click the mailbox, and then you'll claim everything. And you're going to get a bunch of stuff here. So go ahead and do that real quick. And here's me redeeming the rest of the codes by hitting claim all. So there we go, 1,110 hope luck sites. Now, these are the premium currency in the game. I'm going to talk more about this later in the video, but you don't ever want to spend these unless it's on something you cannot get elsewhere with time or effort, because this is basically the real money currency, kind of, sorta. There's no other way to get it once you've exhausted everything in the game. There's no more until there's new events. Next up, you're going to open the cash shop because there's a few freebies for us. So go ahead, right here at the bottom of the screen, you can click the shop button. There we go. Then you're going to click this pack button on the left. There we go. Then you're going to click Momento pack, and this is a promo gift for playing the game. Just click this. It's free. Go ahead and hit claim. It'll give you some. It's a really small amount of currency, so don't worry about it. And then after that, whenever you hit level 10 and level, again, every time you hit like 10, 20, 30, there's always a freebie gift in here. Now, the monthly limit, sometimes there's free stuff in here, not right now, but the weekly limit, you should be able to get this weekly free gift. Once a week, you get 2 keys of destiny. This is how we play through the story of the game, technically. But you'll get plenty of keys doing this guide that'll carry you through the whole story, so don't worry about that. But that's the freebies for now. Next up, you need to learn to always click these little red glowing stars for stuff. Now, you'll see here on the left side of the screen where it says cornucopia. You see this little, like, red star thing? That means there are things to redeem or turn in. So we're going to click the cornucopia here. And then looking on this screen, there's a red star here under seasonal quests. So we're going to click that. Click claim all. That's going to level up our cornucopia to 2. Now, under the rewards tab, you see that red star. We're going to click rewards and then claim all. There we go. And anytime you see that little red star, it means there's something to get or redeem. So now we'll go to Cole's Afternoon, and we'll click, we'll just click around. Hold on. It's not going to let me do it yet, I guess. Okay, anyway, you click the X. That's the advertisement. My bad. All right. It's been a little bit. But you can see here under quest list, hold on, quest list right here at the bottom, it's got that red star. So we're going to click that and then click claim all. There we go. And that's going to level us not at all. So there's no more red stars here. We can leave the menu. You can see that the red star is still there for some reason. Well, it wants us to claim level 0. My bad. So we'll hit claim all. There we go. And again, if there's a red star, it means you missed something. So just get used to clicking that red star. So if I click this menu, there's a red star here. And there's a red star under Battle Guide. This just means there's a new entry in the Battle Guide. This isn't so much something to claim. This is just something new to learn. You can read these on your own if you want. They're pretty intuitive. If you played other tactics-style games before, like Disgaea, Final Fantasy Tactics, Tactics Ogre, it's pretty much the same stuff with a little bit of changes. Now, real quick, I want to talk about early characters that you're going to use to get you about to level 25, which is when the game kind of lets you go off on your own, and I think that's as far as this guide's going to cover, is up to level 25. So Mytha, you always get her for free, and you always get Crimson Falcon for free, and you'll always get the Fire and Light Conjurers. So these are your 4 main characters for now, and the other characters that you decide to use, your 5th and 6th slot, we're gonna unlock a 5th slot later. You can potentially use an archer character. And the 6th one is entirely luck drawn, okay? You're going to be guaranteed a legendary, and it really depends on what you get. But you might get an epic that might be better suited for your party, and we'll figure it out as we go, and I'll give you advice as we go. Now, I'm going to teach you how to level up your main characters, so that you're never, like, struggling or taking battles slowly. You should be able to just crush every battle, even when you unlock auto-battling at 0-6, which is coming up here in just a bit. I'm going to teach you how to level your characters real quick. So, if you click this little this little 4 clover icon, this takes you to the character page, or it opens your menu. Click characters from the character page, and I'm going to just move this text down here. We'll start with Mytha, or Mytha, however you pronounce your name. Now, when you click on her, there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff is still locked. That's okay. We're going to click this level icon and click this plus symbol, and we're just going to pump her level up, and this is going to spend this currency. Now, you may be thinking, but I want to save it. I'm the guy that plays RPG games, and I save all my items until the very end of the game. And I'll tell you right now, if you don't level up at all and you don't do any of this, you can ignore all of these mechanics until World 2. Until you get hard locked and you get stuck. But it's gonna save you a lot of time to do this now, and you're gonna have so much of this currency. You're gonna have hundreds of thousands of this currency that 160 is nothing. So we're going to pump her level up to 4. Go ahead and hit confirm. There we go. That's going to boost her stats. Now, anytime you can do this rank up, which you can't this early, the game simply doesn't, we don't have the currency for it. We're going to be doing that. I'll talk more about that later. But for our 4 main characters, we're going to go ahead and just pump their levels to 4. So again, that is Mytha, Crimson Falcon. And remember, Crimson Falcon is the character that a lot of quests are going to have us basically max out first. And for good reason. This is one of the strongest melee characters you get. Now, the Fire Conjurer, this is just a personal choice. You don't have to do her if you don't want to, but she has an AoE attack, and it makes battles really fast. Not yet, of course, but she will get there very soon. And then, of course, having a healer. There are better healers if you get a good roll, but even the ones you unlock through questing aren't as good as just regular old Light Conjurer, in my opinion. But right now, just pump these guys to level 4. That way, they're a bit stronger for the next upcoming fights. And now you're going to continue doing the quest, so we're going to go to 0-2 and then hit start battle. And I want to talk real quick about the mechanic here. So this little lightning bolt is called endurance, and you'll see that doing this quest or this battle costs 30 endurance. And let's say you lose this fight. You will lose 1 endurance. How do you get endurance? You get 1 endurance every 4 minutes. So to go from 235 to 240 endurance, it's going to cost about 19 minutes. There's ways to fill up your endurance. Never, ever, ever use this daily limit. Never spend these ever on endurance. Never, ever do that, okay? Next up, you have use endurance potion, which we don't have any yet. You will be getting some of these endurance potions with a time limit, and I'm going to tell you when to use them. Also, you have resources, which this is the cash shop. You would have to pay real money to get these loot crates with endurance potions, which I'm a free-to-play player. This is a free-to-play guide. We won't be covering that. So your goal before you log out and go to bed or play something else or go exercise is to empty out your endurance. And every time you level up, not a character, but you level up as a team, you will get 20 endurance back. So if we level up in this fight and it costs us 30 endurance, we will get 20 of that back. So just keep that in mind. Also, just a few other things to note. If you want to see how difficult an area is before you actually spend your endurance, you can see here the difficulty level. This will be the mobs level. We're level 4 and it's level 2 mobs. You can see here how difficult the fight might be. This is telling us it's an overwhelming victory, meaning we way out-level and outclass the opponents. Real quick, I want to talk about party compositions. So you almost always want 1 of each symbol on your team, and depending on what the enemy has, you want to have more symbols. So because there's 4 of these red guys, the breakers, we would want more of these blue symbols. But right now we can't afford that because it's the start of the game. But what we don't want is more green symbols, right? So in this regard, our main character here, which you won't get to use later on in the game, sorry to say, is our healer. So we will not be using the Light Conjurer, but we will for now, use the Fire Conjurer. And battles can have a lot more character slots, but not for a while. So you can see here, we only have 2 character slots to play with. You can get up to 6 later, so just keep that in mind. And this is what I talk about when I say your team levels up, your Voyager level. I just went from 4 to 5, and so my character level limit is now 5, so I need to open that menu and level everyone to 5 with that currency. And you get, again, you get 20 endurance back every time you level up. And don't worry if your endurance capped for some reason. When you level up, it will go over the cap, so it's not wasted if you go AFK. Alright, remember the red star thing? Well, we have this event tab, so we're going to open that, and there's a bunch of rewards in here to do. Alright, and so anything that says new or has a red star, we need to click those. So let's click the Wave Run Tournament. It says unlocks at level 20, but you need to be like level capped to do this stuff. Promised by the Sea. Alright, you receive an envelope. Hit receive. There we go. We got a Crimson Note. That'll be in our inventory to open later. Don't worry about it. Then I went down to Mobile Squad's attendance list. It's day 1. Collect your daily rewards. Alright, Convallaria Festival. Now, this one is, again, it says unlocks at level 20, but you gotta be way higher level to do this and way more geared. Midnight Waltz. Alright, it's a little cutscene. And do note, you have to click and drag to scroll this menu down. There is a lot more than just these. So continue scrolling and clicking until you've cleared out all the red stars and all of the new green icons. Here we have another daily to collect. Sail on Voyager. Today we get a bunch of random stuff here. There we go. On day 3, we're going to unlock this Archer character, who is, you met him earlier in the story. But yeah, this will be your 3rd day of playing, alright? So until then, don't worry about it. And then here we have a code you can share with friends to get some rewards. I'm not going to bother posting mine because I don't really care. And this is an alt account anyway. But you would click share, you know, get a little screenshot with a QR code and stuff and blah, blah, blah. And just clicking the share button lets me claim 5 of these chests. But I would have to actually invite other people to claim the rest here. But that's up to you if you want to do that. Then we have Starlit Treasures. Again, just sign in every day, get a reward. This time we got a Secret Fate. This is how we get new characters, by the way. And we're going to be spinning these in just a little while, but not right now. And then we have Elysium Revived. Now, this one's a little weird, and this opens a web page. So I'm going to show you what this is about, but you're going to click Go to Participate, and it's going to, again, open a pretty loud web page here. I would love to show you how to do this, but you're going to have to figure this one out yourself, because whenever I tap anywhere, it says server busy, so I can't do it right now. But essentially, it's like a little thing. It'll tell you what to click. It has those little red icons. You just click through the story a bunch. You're going to collect a bunch of rewards. Then you have like a little scratch-off ticket you can do, and then that's going to mail you in-game rewards. And everyone has a different scratch-off ticket, so everyone's going to get something a little different. But unfortunately, like I said, server busy. I can't show you right now. Next up is decoding. Hold on. Decoding Heartscape Vista. And what you have to do is you'll have to consume endurance, which you're going to do playing the game. But so you're going to come back here after we consume 10 more, so we're going to do one more level. We'll do this. But I'm just going to show you a cheat code on how to do this. So when you click claim, it's going to give you some rewards and some puzzle pieces. And you may be wondering, where did the puzzle pieces go? I'm going to tell you a little trick. Whenever you drag a puzzle piece, it's going to make a certain kind of noise when it's in the right spot. So see how this one goes? It made a shimmer. This one just goes plump. But this one makes a shimmer. So that is the right spot. It also has like a glowing kind of outward square thing. This one doesn't. See how there's no outward glowing square? But when I put it here, that square glows. So that's how you find the right spot. There we go. So that's in the right spot. So that's how you solve this puzzle. It's really easy, and it'll take you a few days to beat this, and yeah, there you go. Next up is official communities. Just click all of these links, and then click the little claim button here. And hold on, it's popping stuff up on my screen. Yeah, we're just going to click claim on all of these. There we go. And get those rewards. All right. All right, and then you're going to click bind your login, and you can bind your login. I'm on an alt account, so I'm not going to bother binding it, but you can. Have you gotten used to chasing that little red star glowing thing yet? You can see one down here under this 8 box. So we're going to click that and get some rewards. Open our menu. We can see that there is a quest box here with the red star. We're going to click that. Click claim all here. Look at all that stuff we got. This Voyager XP is really nice early on, too. That's going to level us up, our Voyager level, which levels our characters up. Very cool. And gives us more endurance, of course. And then we're going to go to achieve. You have to click these one at a time. There is no claim all button. But there we go. And if you're playing or following along, I've got level 8 characters right now. We are on 0-6, 201 endurance. And again, once we beat 0-6, we unlock auto-battling. Which means, with our overpowered characters, we don't even have to click the screen for a while. Unless it's a puzzle or the AI gets really stupid, which they do sometimes. But it's going to make things a lot faster. And just a reminder, after each fight, when you get some item rewards, make sure to equip them. For instance, this Astral Rod increases magic attack. Well, this is our magic attacker, our fire conjurer, so there we go. Also, if you're having trouble for any reason on this boss, like you've never played a tactics game before, use Metha to push the boss into the fire panels, because that will deal % max life damage every time it traverses it. And just go all in on the boss with your level 9 characters. You should be able to do it pretty easy. Now, when you get to this point in the game, a lot of people unmistakably start Spiral of Destinies right away, but you don't want to do that. But when you do decide to do this, keep in mind, this is the expansion. You want to scroll to the left here by clicking and dragging or clicking the arrow. This is the original storyline, Sword of Convallaria. So you want to start this one. It's going to cost you 1 key, and it's, again, like 48 hours of gameplay your first time through. So don't start this right now. Only start this when you have no more endurance potions and no more endurance for a long time, and you still want to actually play a lot of the game. You want higher level characters before you start this, because it's going to make it way easier and way more fun. And for now, you want to continue the Fool's Journey here. Now, you should be getting 3 stars on all these fights, and that'll unlock the next set of rewards, Dueling Dagger, and the Scorched Sorceress's Hat. So you want to put, generally you can put both of these if you want on Metha. I tend to have Metha as a hybrid, so I do put the Dueling Dagger on her. But I usually put the Sorceress Hat, even though it's magic defense, I still put it on the Fire Mage. So real quick, we have Metha with the Dueling Dagger, we have Crimson Falcon, now with the Glittering Sword and the Wolf Fang Necklace, and then we have Fire Conjurer with the Astral Rod and the Scorched Sorceress's Hat. And we're not leveling the items yet. It really depends on what you get later, depending on how we level these items up. And if you ever want to do auto battle, it's this button right here at the top that says AM. You just click it, and then the characters will act on their own. And you're more than strong enough to just let this run. Your characters won't die, and if they do, it's, you know, it's not that big of a deal. But they should be able to hold their own just with the gear and levels alone. When you get to the part about naming the cat, you can name it whatever you want, but if you want to change the name, it is a currency. Keep that in mind. Now, when the game wants to teach you how to rank up characters, it's important that you have a plan or a build in mind. I'm going to tell you my ideal build up to level 25, and it's up to you if you want to follow it or not. But essentially, we're going to rank Metha up here, and by clicking this, we have the medal, we have the currency, there we go. Big stat boost, huge power boost. And we get to choose, do we want guard or co-defense, alright? So, I like guard because she will swap places with your party members and tank the hit. And later, I'm going to give her a counter attack, so she's swapping with people, taking hits, hitting people back, self-healing. It's pretty good. So I'm going with guard, but you can pick whatever you want for Metha. It's fine. Alright? And late game, you won't even use her anyway. She's just going to carry you through the early game. At some point, go outside of the Elysium house. And over here to the right, you can talk to Metha, and she's going to give you just a little reward. I'm just going to skip the dialogue here, and there we go. Get some coins. It's just a really tiny amount of coins, but it's something. Here's a fun thing. Whenever the quest, like, roads start diverging, you have 0-9, and then you have 0-8-1. These are just for bonus loot and rewards. Like, over here, you can do, like, an 8-1, 8-2, and you'll get some stuff. Now, this just keep in mind, this costs endurance to play, okay? So you can always save this for later and rush the main story, but for this guide, I'm going to be I'm going to go off path every single time the game wants me to. And these side missions, they're good to do because they teach you additional things about the game. This specific mission teaches you about enemy sight lines and being alert and staying out of their attack range, which you click this button on the left here, and you're going to be using this the rest of the game. Essentially, If you step in the purple, the enemy can attack you their next turn. That's all that means. But for this specific map, it means the enemy will see or can't see you. So we're just going to step there, and you can do the rest of the mission. It's pretty simple. Just don't step on the purple. It's that easy. Now this is 0-8-3, and all you got to do is stand in the middle, let the enemies burn themselves. It really teaches you how dumb the AI is. Also, I just want to point out, in case I didn't earlier in the video, you can do a back attack with magic spells, so keep that in mind. Projectile spells, at least, not ones that come up from the ground. Oh, and just a tip, if you're wondering how do you get your team leveled up, you just spend endurance. Every time you spend endurance, you gain XP for your team. So once you unlock Crossing Worlds, just keep in mind everything here is how you mostly strengthen your characters and do some very rewarding quests. But you're not going to touch this right now because the reason why is it costs us endurance. And we don't want to, we don't have the main quest line unlocked to be able to benefit from this right now. We're going to do it later. So just keep it in the back of your mind. By the way, don't forget, man, the NPC is talking over me. Don't forget at level 10, at team level 10, go to the shop, go to Momento Pack and get your free level 10 promo gift. And go ahead and claim that. And there we go. We want those breaker medals for later. And as long as you keep following the little red stars for your rewards, you shouldn't miss these. But again, at level 10, we got our 10 summons. And so it's, you know, we got a bunch of these little summons now. And if you're wondering where I'm at on the Voyage, I'm right before the boss fight, okay? So I've cleared all the way up until the boss fight 0-10. And this is where, you know, it's going to cost us 30 endurance. We have 39. You might have more if you've been taking your time, but it really depends. Alright, you are level 10 now, right? You should be. Make sure that you're ranking everyone up too. So we go to Metha, and then we're going to rank her up to rank 2, you know, spending some currency. And you're going to have this currency if you've collected all of the little quest things. Every time you see that red star anywhere, like you see right here, this little red star, you click it, click achieved, and then you just need to get used to chasing this little red glowing star on all of the menus that you can, alright? But anyway, you're going to be ranking up every single character to 2 now. And, you know, Crimson Falcon here is rank 0, so we're going to go to rank 1, spend the currency, there we go. Now, in my opinion, I like Ambush way, way better, because when you attack a full HP target, you get, it's only 20%, but 20% of a lot of damage is still a lot of damage. Whereas Inspiration of Comrades gives you this 20% damage bonus if you're near your allies. This character tends to run off by themselves a lot, so I'm not usually near allies other than the start of the battle, right? So, and it's only for 1 turn. So I like this because it's more than just for 1 turn, alright? It also locks out their passive skills if you attack from behind, so I always go Ambush. That's what I'm doing. You can pick whatever you want, though. That's just what I recommend. And then we're also, again, going to rank 2 for those huge stat boosts. Then we go to Fire Conjurer, same thing. Now, Fire Conjurer, we can choose between Fire Pillar, which is an AoE, you know, attack. And the cool thing about AoE attacks, well, most of them in this game, they don't hurt your allies. So if your ally is right here in the middle, and the enemies are surrounding your ally, you don't hurt them. You just hurt the enemies. It's really neat. Whereas, I don't care about attack boost. Yeah, you can use this as a buff character. I don't need buff characters until very late game, so I'm going with Fire Pillar. And this character gets replaced anyway, so it's not a big deal. But, and then, of course, we're going to rank him up to rank 2 for that huge, huge stat boost. And then finally, our Light Conjurer here. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, Purify is really good for late game. You might or might not have this character for late game, but it's pretty useless early and mid game. So we're going to rank him up, and we're going to get the offensive spell, which is Sanction. 150% spell damage. It doesn't have a lot of range, but and it does cost 2 of your energy for that turn. But if you have no one to heal, you might as well have a nuke spell. We're going to, of course, rank him up to 2. There we go. And that's it for now. Now, before we do the boss, it's also time to summon. So, this is the gacha mechanic. This is the cash shop mechanic. And we're going to use some of the currency we've acquired. So, right down here, this little card icon is the summon button. We're going to click that. And as a new player, you're going to have this guaranteed, it's called First Summon. So make sure it looks just like this. It's got these characters here. And you are guaranteed a legendary within 30 summons. Now, you could get this in your first 10. You could also get more than 1 legendary, but you're guaranteed at least one legendary character within 30 summons. which is really, really good. If you go to any of these other ones, your chance of a legendary is like 1%. It's really bad. So you're going to be using this one first, and a lot of people, what they'll do is, if they get a really bad legendary character, they will just make a new account and then grind back up to this spot, which doesn't really take that long. Like, you could probably get here in maybe 20 to 30 minutes if you're really skipping the story and speedrunning things. But, so what you're going to do now is we're going to click Summon 10. We're going to get 10 new characters. And if we get duplicate characters, that will help level up those characters. No, it's not like Final Fantasy Tactics where you can have, like, 5 archers. I mean, you have 5 different archers if you want, but you won't have 5 of the same archer. So let's click Summon 10 and see what I get, alright? And, yes, we're going to go ahead and confirm that. Alright, and, here we go. Again, it doesn't matter what card you pick. Just pick any of them. It doesn't matter. It's just all for flavor, okay? Doesn't change the odds. We got Pikeman, rare. There we go. We got Stinger. Oh, he's an epic. So we got an epic. That's pretty cool. Alright, Abyss, an epic. You get this through questing, so this isn't a big win. This is kind of a crappy pull. Alright, but 2 epics is not bad. We got Outlaw Archer, another Light Conjurer, which is going to be turned into memory fragments. This is a good thing. Alright, so we got Ice Priest, Archer, Outlaw Guard, and Axeman, Knighted Pikeman, which I think we already had. So yeah, we got no legendaries that pull, so we're going to do another 10. There we go. And again, it doesn't matter which card you pick. Doesn't matter one bit. There's no difference. I'm going to skip the animations. Alright, Knighted Guard, who's actually pretty good if you want a tank character. Alright, so we have Flame Sorceress. She's alright. We got Hasna. Wow, look at that. This is our legendary. Hasna, how do we do? Let's find out. By the way, if you want to see a character's max potential on this screen, you click on them. You will see their... Woo, look at that. Wow. You'll see their... I hate when women cover their eyes. You'll see their maximum power at level 60 with 5-star spells. You can see their passives, their abilities, and yeah, so pretty neat stuff. And again, if you want to see their starter stats, you click Initial Preview, and then this is their abilities. Not as good, of course, with, you know, basic attacks and whatnot. And what you can do is you can consult online tier lists, and I looked at about 20 different tier lists, and they have this lady put around the mid-tier for both PvE and PvP. Yes, this game has PvP, but it's against bots. It's like a base assault kind of game mode. And yeah, you can see here that just got a little snake down here. Just a mid-tier character, I suppose. But hey, if you want to make a party around her skills, you can totally do so. And again, you're most likely going to get a different character than Hasna here. On my main account, I got a tank character that's even worse than this one. And again, a lot of people at this point, they either just remake their account and start over, or they just power through and say screw it. Now, once you get your legendary, that category disappears. You can't use it anymore. And on my main account, it was the first 10 summons I did. On this one, it's the first 20. But after that, my recommendation is to go to the Destined tab here and try to roll for Cole, who is basically a dagger class, which is just better than the one we currently have, or to try to get Beryl, which is a mage class, which is better than our fire mage. So these are really high tier picks for PvE. I don't know about PvP. I haven't done enough studying on that yet. Another good pick is to try to get Gloria, who is apparently good at everything, and every tier list has her near the damn top. So that's another really good choice. What I would not do is roll for weapons. Don't bother rolling for weapons until late game. Don't worry about it. But for the sake of the video, I'm going to spend another 10 summons on Cole and Beryl and see if I land one of them. Let's see what we get. It's, you know, this is part of the fun of these types of games, right? Ooh, we got the death card. All right, yeah. All right, let's see. We got guard. Oh, we have an epic enforcer. Got a lot of epics, interesting enough. This account has a lot of epics. Outlaw Pikeman again, Assassin, Tempest. You get him through questing, and he's interesting. I think Tempest is an interesting mid-game carry because he's a breaker character, but he's also tanky. So he's like a tanky DPS. It's really neat character. But yeah, no legendaries. And I like to do 10 summons at a time rather than one because that's way more fun. So no more summons for now. Now, after summoning, you're going to notice, possibly, maybe, it really depends on the rolls you got, some of your characters will have the red star next to their names. So you're going to click on them. And this is to upgrade their trait passive, okay? So you're going to click this little icon here, and this uses memory fragments, which are a pain in the butt to farm manually, but you can farm them manually. But if you get lucky and you get these on the characters we currently are using, go ahead and level them up. There's no reason to save memory fragments of characters. And we're going to go ahead and level them up, and that's going to give you a stat boost. Not a big one. It's okay, right? A stat boost is a stat boost. And we can do it again. And what it's going to do is it just makes your passive better, okay? But we're doing it also for, again, the stat boost. So there we are. Now, for the sake of the video, I'm not going to be using any of the characters that we rolled, but you are more than free to do so. For instance, I have Fire Conjurer here, but I have the superior Flame Sorceress, which has higher base stats and most of the same skills. The difference between characters is their skills when they rank up. You know, enabling different builds. This is more of a buffer tank one with not a whole lot of skills, whereas Flame Sorceress, you know, if we go to her now, you'll notice that she has a lot of the similar skills. She has Fire Pillar. She's got something different there. High Morale, Wind Rider, Blazing. I believe the Fire Mage has that too. Fire Walking. And again, Pyroblast, which the Fire Mage that we have does not have Pyroblast. And again, this character will just overall be better in the long run. But for the sake of the video, we're going to pretend like I didn't pull any upgrades to our main cast. And we're going to just roll the rest of the video with the main cast. Oh, and you know what? We'll do a little bit more summoning. I'll show you. So if you go to your inventory, you should have gotten this Crimson Note by now. Hopefully this is still in the game by the time you play it. If you're playing like a year from now, you might not have this. But you can open this note and get 10 Secret Fates. Which every time you get 10 Secret Fates, go to your summon page. And I'm still going to try for Coal or Barrel, either of the two. And let's do another 10 summon. Here we go. And again, you're getting achievements doing this. You're getting unlocks. And let's go ahead and skip, see what we get. I'm just going to click through it real quick. And we got another Abyss, another Tempest, an Agile Eye, and a Butterfly. These are okay characters. They're not the best. But yeah, a lot of crappy, like, copies. So yeah, bummer. By the way, while you're on this screen, click the debut Multi-Sunlit Coast. And then click this character trial box here, and go ahead and start the trial. It's super easy. It's a lot of fun. It'll show you a really high-leveled geared character. By the way, this little fire icon is their power level, so you can see that Hasna at level 1 is more powerful than our level 10 Light Conjurer. Isn't that funny? Now, once you've beaten the boss in 0-1, which by beating the boss you just run away from them, you'll unlock the Chapter 1, because we just did the prologue, and it says here, play Potential Threat in Spiral of Destinies to get the best story experience. So what that means is you're going to start encountering characters and memories and stuff of characters you've never seen before. And so if you want to really follow the story at this point, you could start the main story, but we still have plenty of endurance potions to use, and you really want to go through as much of this as you can before actually starting the story, because we want to especially unlock Voyage or Momento, because that's how we really get powerful. And if you've been following along, you won't have enough endurance anymore, but we have endurance potions, and so we're going to go ahead and use one. Otherwise, you would have to wait 14.5 hours until this regenerates. But here's the thing too, I just want to point out, if you use your daily login bonuses, there are quests, and they're not going to show up here because reasons, but if you log in the morning at 8 in the morning server time, and then again at 1600 in the afternoon or 4 p.m. server time, you can get 60 endurance each time. So that's 120 free endurance, which would mean you don't have to wait 14 hours. You can just, you know, log in at those times. And yeah, so also those logins, when you do log in, it will overcap your endurance if you happen to have it. So you can stockpile endurance if you don't want to play for a while. But me, I'm going to use one of these endurance potions. So there we go. Now we have 100 endurance, because the sooner we unlock new stuff, the more endurance potions we can get as quest rewards, which lets us get more stronger before doing the main story. Now, after the first fight, you're going to get 50 Memory of Crimson Falcon, so level that up. And the game teaches you how to do it at this point, but if you did the summons, you will already know how to do it. So yeah, very, very important to level up this character especially, because we're going to be getting more and more quest rewards that level her up massively. Now, once you unlock the Voyage Momento, this is how we're going to get stronger very, very quickly before tackling more of the story. So what we're going to do is, well, I'm just going to click through it real quick. And essentially, it's just a bunch of quests. And yes, it's like if you complete it, you can get all this stuff. That's really cool. So what I want you to do is, if you can, well, first claim all for whatever you've already done. Now, ignore the resource column and do this last. Always do resource last. Try to do develop first, because if you do all of the develops, the game will sometimes just auto-complete the resource ones for you, alright? And so that means, yes, we can get more endurance potions for free without having to spend 600 total endurance. It's pretty wild. And then once you do develop, you do impact, and then that completes it, getting us 10 more summons. So you can see the first quest is upgrade at least 5 characters to level 10. I'm just going to click this Go Now button, and we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we just need to level up another character to 10. So just pick your favorite character that you pulled. For me, you know, because everyone's going to have the Knighted Pikeman, I'm just going to level him to 10. And again, we have plenty of currency. We have 20,000 here. We're only going to spend 2,000 to get that done. And you can see when we go back that the reward is going to give us, well, I'm just going to hit claim all, 10,000. So again, it's basically free, okay? Alright, so it wanted me to upgrade at least 5 characters to rank 2, so I did the Knighted Pikeman, got some currency. These coins, you're not going to use them until super late game, so don't worry about them. They are going to pile up. Next one, upgrade at least 2 pieces of gear to level 10 or above. Let's go now. So, this means, I like to do it from the character screen, actually, so let's go there. And from the character screen, because we have Mytha and Crimson Falcon. So I'm going to focus on Crimson Falcon's gear first, and then we're just going to click Enhance. Let me go a little slower for you. So I've clicked the weapon icon, and then I'm clicking Enhance down here. And then I'm going to hit this plus symbol until this level shows 10, and then hit Advance. You'll see it's 1,000 coins. We have 57,000, and 1,415 dust. We have 2,000 dust. We're going to get plenty of dust, so don't worry about it. We just want to advance as quickly as we can through the, what is this called again? The Momento, whatchamacallit? Yeah, the Voyage Momento. So there we go, we're going to claim. Well, I need 2 pieces of gear, so we'll work on that. Now, to rank up gear, we're going to need powder, and to get powder, well, we need to clear 1/5 of the Fool's Journey, so that's easy enough. Or we can clear stages at difficulty 10, which is this thing here, but we don't want to do that. That's way too inefficient for our endurance, so we're not going to do that. We're just going to push forward to the main story for now. And again, sometimes you can check your quests here, and yeah, there we go. You know, and again, we get all of these little things here. Let's go to Achieved, see if, no, it's just Hope Sites, that's fine. But, you know, just check all of your quest stuffs. Anytime anything is, like, popping off here or glowing, just check it, because you might get the reward you need. And you can see here, we're on 1-3. The enemies are only level 9. We're level 10. We're way above them. And we're going to get some more of these powders for beating this level. So let's go ahead and knock it out. And again, your characters are already overpowered at this point. So auto battle with fast mode, everything's sped up. It's just, you go pour yourself a drink. And yes, if you're following along and you're speedrunning like I am, you're going to be out of endurance again. So again, just chug another potion. We're going to be earning a bunch of these through the questing anyway. Now, at this point, I would do 1-5 before going up here. Because when we do 1-5, we're going to get powders from one of those quest rewards, which lets us then complete a bunch of quests at once. So let's go ahead and get that started. Now, the game explains, once we beat 1-5, there is a hard mode, which is this little circle here on the right side. You can always come back and do the hard modes later. The hard modes are free to do, so you can try it now if you want, which you could totally beat it right now if you want. You could beat it with unupgraded characters. It's that simple with all the exploding barrels around. But the point is that you can always come back later when your characters are super powered and just auto-battle it, like, just snooze-fest it. There's not a rush to get these 80 Hope Luck Sites right now anyway. But with 1-5 beat, we can now go to the Voyage Momento. We can now claim the 10,000 dust, which will then let us go back to the character menu here and then upgrade our Crimson Falcon, her necklace. We're going to pump that to 10 because that's the quest. And yes, you would pump this anyway, even if there wasn't a quest. We're not going to break through it right now. Don't worry about that. and then going back to the Voyage Momento. Now you'll see, you've completed all the develop quests for the phase. All resource quests will be completed automatically. Now, we get 2 more of those endurance potions without consuming 600 endurance. We get the 10,000 powder to upgrade everyone's gear and 10,000 XP coin thingies to level everybody up. So we'll just claim all, and yeah, there we go. So now we just have 2 more things to do, and this is the level up the training to clear stage difficulty. This is going to get us on the ceremonial knife, which is going to be our replacement weapon for our Crimson, and 150 Voyager XP to level up our team more. So we're going to go ahead and click the Go Now button here, and unlocking by clearing 1-6, so we can't do that yet, so we got to clear 1-6. What about this one? We got to clear all of the stages at difficulty level 15. So what that is all of these. When you click on, say, Defender Trial, this one is level 5, the next one will be level 10, and the next one will be level 15. So we have to do that for all of these. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. That's 15 times 20. Alright, so real quick math here. I am brain dead at the moment. 15 times 20. 300 endurance, okay? 300 endurance, and we have 300 endurance and potions. So these potions that we got from the quest only last 12 real-life days. So if you're going to go on vacation, make sure you burn these before they go away, because they will expire. And if you drink these, it will overcap you, so don't be afraid to drink them whenever. Just don't drink that. If you're overcapped, you don't generate endurance, okay? But if you're going to go on vacation, and don't let the potion run out. Consume it before it runs out. Now here's the thing too, because that quest requires level 15 unlocks, our team is only level 11, which means we wouldn't even be able to attempt it. The game won't let you until you're level 15 anyway, so the only thing to do is to continue the main, or the Fool's Journey here, and get more unlocks. So if you want to burn endurance and go to these side quests, you do get, again, rewards. You get, you know, some random gear and stuff, but for now, I'm just going to push through 1-6. It'll introduce, in this case, this one doesn't even cost endurance. It's just a video you watch. It's a storyline. Now, if you want to do the furniture minigame, it's not really a minigame. It's purely for decoration. Just having the furniture in your inventory makes your coziness level what it is, and you just get these over time, so not a big deal. It's not important right now. Bond level, you don't even have bond unlocked, so don't worry about that. Now, at this point, the game won't let you do 1-7 until your team level is 12, so you're going to have to go back and start working on the crossing worlds here. And so what you're going to do is you're only going to do the ones that need unlocking. So again, you're going to spend 20 to do this, and then you're going to go to level 2 and do that one until you're level 12. Now, doing just one mission for me is what leveled me up, because I spent 20 endurance and leveled up. That got 20 endurance back, so it's basically free. And because we did 1-6, we can now do this level up training to do the level 15 version. Again, we're going to be focusing more on the Momento, the Voyage Momento, over the kind of the world here, as in, what is it called? The Voyage and the Fool's Journey. We're focusing that over the Fool's Journey. Now, before you do that, make sure you pump up everyone's gear to level 10 here. You're going to have plenty of materials to do so, as you can see. We don't need to do the breakthrough right now. Just make sure everyone has accessories too, if you have them. If not, that's fine. But yeah, you definitely want all of these level 10. And this solid wand has less stats than the astral rod, so I'm pumping up the astral rod. There we go. And again, this is stuff you're going to have to do for later quests anyway. We're just knocking it out now, because it makes it easier to take on the challenges, and it makes our characters stronger, so we can do more auto-battle shenanigans. Now, at this point, you're just going to continue doing the Voyage Momento, but also your Fool's Journey, and so just kind of alternate between the two as you see fit, and when you run low on endurance, don't be afraid to use your limited 12-day endurance potion. So I'm just going to go ahead and chug both of those and knock them out real quick. You can see here that I need to do the level 15 training, and then all of the stages at difficulty 15 for the rank up trials. So this right here alone is 200, but as you level up, you will get 20 endurance back, and 150 Voyager XP is going to give you some endurance back. So that's most of my endurance for the day. Alright, so my calculation is a little bit off on the endurance. It's actually 300 for the challenges, so yeah. But we still have more endurance potions, that's fine. Now, at this point, you're probably been playing for a while, and you'd probably go to bed, you know, go to work, whatever it is you do. And then by the time you're ready to play again, you'll have plenty more endurance. But for me, because I'm filming a video, I've run out once again. So I'm going to dip into the final potion we have here. There we go. And continue the grind. Once that grind is done, we can collect the 150 Voyager XP. There we are. That puts us at 15. That is a break point, and because we did the Voyager Momento, we can now also rank up our characters and also collect 10 more summons so that we can potentially get a character that we really enjoy. But also, this refreshes your quest list. And remember, we don't want to do the resource one unless we need to. We want to just do the develop ones, which we've already upgraded a character to level 3. And again, we're just gonna do all the develop ones here. Let's see if there's anything else we can claim. And we're gonna be able to rank up all of these to rank 3 very easily. So those are all technically done. Upgrade 5 characters to level 17. We won't be able to do that one today, unfortunately. 2 pieces of gear to level 20. We might have enough resources for that. And activate any roles for constellation nodes. We have to do the Fool's Journey in order to unlock this one. So, you know, again, we're going to ping pong back and forth between Voyage Momento and the Fool's Journey. Now, I just noticed when completing a few of these quests here that we did, we got more endurance potions. Yay! And these, you know, don't have a timer, so you can save them if you want, you can spend them if you want. Now, by doing the Memento, we do have the materials to rank up some more. So rank 3 requires level 15, which we have plenty of materials, so we're going to go ahead and do that for each class. And I like Maitha's Charge, so I'm going to go with that one for Maitha. Maitha, I don't know how to pronounce her damn name. Alright, moving over to the Crimson Falcon. Always check and see if you have enough. I'm 30 away. We're going to get that in the next quests anyway. Rank her up, and there we are. More stat boosts, and I like Precise Strike, alright? Because if you do a back attack, that's 40% crit rate. Lock on is whatever, but you know, they're both good. It doesn't really matter. You pick whatever you want your build and your characters to be. Fire Conjurer, there we go. Rank this one up too. And I like Scorch, or Blazing. I like Blazing because it just inflicts Scorch on a random injured enemy near you. So that's my favorite one. Just extra damage. I like extra damage. I think most people do. Alright, now, so the Knighted Pikeman, you don't have to level him up, but he is a breaker, and he's the best breaker I've got, so that's why I'm leveling up at least 1 breaker for when the game wants me to have 5 or 6 characters. And I won't get our archer character till the 3rd day of logging in, so I'm just leveling him up for now. Go ahead and, you know, pop him in there. And, yeah, I think I like Parry more than Knightly Spirit, so I'm going to go with Parry. There we go. Again, just build them however you want, and you can always redo it later. And then our healer, rank 3 healer, gets a really good upgrade. A really good one, and this is Regenerate. It's a passive. It's going to heal a nearby ally by 20% of your magic attack. Super, super freaking mega useful. Alright, so my team level's 15. All 5 of the characters that I'm using are level 15. And then we want to start upgrading gear as we get it. So that means for Maitha, I'm going to upgrade her Dueling Dagger by enhancing it. We're going to use the materials to do the Breakthrough. There we go. And now we can level this thing to 20. So we can go ahead and push this to 20 if we want. And yes, we have plenty of sand and coins. Don't worry about it. You're going to get so much sand and coins all the way up to level 25, where it'll then start slowing down. It'll trickle down to a slow drip. Now, if you want for Crimson Falcon, you can swap to a new weapon here, and this is the Ceremonial Knife. This gives you, when you do back attack, you get 12% crit rate, which is really nice. Otherwise, you can stick with the 2% attack power upgrade. And when you upgrade these, you upgrade this, like, skill. So this will go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10% increased attack power. Do you want 10% increased attack power, or do you want increased crit rate? Well, I like crit rate, so I'm swapping weapons, which means I do have to level this one up. I know. Don't worry, we can put that sword on someone else. It's totally fine. You're going to have plenty of resources to do this. I'm doing the Breakthrough. There we go. We may not be able to pump this one up all the way just yet. Let's see. No, I can. Totally can. Alright, there we go. So, now our tank and our main DPS have very Gucci weapons. And as far as accessories go, you know, we only need at least 2 for the quest, I think. But we'll see when the quests roll around. And you can see here under the develop, I've got the characters to rank 3, and I've got the 2 pieces of gear at level 20. So if we claim all, we just got everything back we spent. So again, it's all basically free right now. And the reason I'm having you do it kind of in this order is so that you can easily 3-star all of this stuff the first time around. Like, we're on 1-8, the enemies are level 12, we're 15 and ranked up and upgraded with super weapons. So we can just start the battle and auto-battle it while I go make a sandwich and come back to an easy victory. I mean, it's really that simple. Okay, 3 out of 4. We put Mytha in there, then we have tank, heals, DPS, and range mage DPS. And yes, this fight wants to teach you how to roll boulders over wolves. Who cares? I can just turn on auto battle, the AI will derp around, I'll come back to a victory screen. Well, as I've recorded, it is now the 2nd day, which for me is 10 p.m. Central. Okay, whatever. But yeah, there's more stuff to collect in all of these little menus. And again, one more day, we get the archer here, which I would replace, because he hits really hard. He's pretty useful, very long range. But yeah, make sure you claim all your daily stuff here. And we'll go ahead and claim that. And I already told you how to do the puzzle, so again, rewind the video if you skipped ahead for some reason. Alright, we got 10 more summons. I'm going for Coal and Barrel here, so let's see what we get. Alright, and get ready to skip. Temperance card, whatever, doesn't matter. Alright, we're just going to skip through them all and see what we got. Stormbreaker is really good. I think Stormbreaker is amazing, so I would absolutely replace the Iron Pike Soldier we have with Stormbreaker. And we even got a second Stormbreaker on the same pool. Ballista's okay. It looks like we didn't get any really good pools. We got some more Light Conjurer things here, so we can level him up. And yeah. Still no legendary, though. You can see it's like 1% chance. It's brutal, right? But yeah, every time you get those souls for the character, make sure you level up their traits. In this case, we have 70 out of 100. We need 100 for the next level. Now, I just want to mention, if you ever get like a 2-star victory, like you did auto battle and the AI got stuck on a wall or something and spent 10 rounds derping around, you can always do it again without spending any endurance to get that 3rd star. Or if your characters are too weak, just come back later when they're overpowered and then 3-star it while on auto battle. It's not a big deal. You can still get all the prizes down here without 3-starring everything. And if you get every star in every chapter, you don't get a bonus or anything for it. By the way, this item, the 24-point unlock in chapter 1, the Spring Tonic, absolutely amazing. Put that thing on Mytha immediately because it's basically a healing potion, but it's a stat boost. And this thing, again, it's a 30% heal that Mytha can use on herself without taking up her turn. So it's just a free heal. A free 30% heal on your tank is, it's just good. It's so good. Enhance that bad boy immediately and pump that sucker up. So after you do 112, the game is going to teach you about tactics, okay? And you're forced to buy Thunderstruck. Very important, very good. Basically, anytime you want, you cast 500 damage anywhere on the field. And this means you blow up barrels, you can trigger traps, you can kill off wounded enemies, you can kill flags, which is later on, you'll know what flags are. And, man, it is so useful. But there's something even more useful, and that is in the, I believe it is Seeker's Path? Yes, in the Seeker's Path, you want to learn March Command immediately. This thing is going to speed up your auto battles. You cast this at the start, everyone moves further, and they can move after attacking for 2 turns, for 2 tiles. It's really, really good. You're going to cast this at the start of every auto battle you ever do from here on out. At least, in the early game, until you have more powerful stuff later on. But also, while you're here, go ahead and just learn every single one of these here. And right here, and again, this is Seeker. This is our Crimson... This is our Rogue Dagger female chick character's, like, tree. So you want to max out attack, which we don't have the little jelly bean looking thing, Merciful Stardust. We'll get more of that later, don't worry about it. We're going to do Star Trials. The game will force us to do Star Trials, but you want to just put all your points into this for now, at least until this is 2 out of 2. And once you upgrade to Bronze, you then want to put some into this node here. Again, we'll get to that later. And just like everything else, the game's going to give you plenty of currency to fill out all the basics of these. And we'll get around to it, but not right now. Oh look, the Voyage Memento just gave me some. See, it's that easy. Now, because it's a new day, I got new activity point rewards down here, which did level me to 17. So you might not be 17 if you're still playing on the same day, but you just continue the missions. But now that we're 17, that means that we can go to the Voyage Memento, and under Develop, 5 characters need to be level 17. That will then clear out all the resources here, giving us 2 more endurance potions. And there we go. Again, I've been playing all in one sitting just using endurance potions, free-to-play endurance potions. So, just going to claim all that stuff there. We didn't have to do any of those quests. We got to skip them. And, yeah, so that lets us continue the story more. And then once you unlock the Asterium, make sure you click on it, and then you claim all the rewards as you would. And also, because you've beaten the first world, don't forget to click the back arrow here, and then click Challenge Quest, and then claim this reward as well. Also, you will have unlocked Bond at some point, so talking about Bond, these things cap out. You earn like 500 a day, and it caps out at 3,000 or something. I forget exactly, but you don't have to do your main characters either. You can do Crimson Falcon, for instance, right? And it's just stat boost. It's 1%, and then you can change the avatar, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. And you can rename them. So if you have a crush on a girl, you could rename her as your crush dude. It's so cringe and silly, I don't know. But again, you want to use these Spirit of Hearts, you know, don't let them cap at 3,000, alright? And you can use them on whichever character you want. I'm just going to throw them on Crimson here. So that's, you know, that's a +2 bond. That's plus 2% all attributes, new avatar, there you go. And then if you'll have some bond charms by now, you could totally throw them on there too. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Get her to level 3. There we go. And that is, again, all attributes plus 3%. I know, it's not a lot, but it will be in the long run, okay? Just hang out. Just hear me out. Now, for your main characters, they're, like, for instance, when you get Fakel on day 3, Fakel, I don't know how to say his name, there will be buttons over here, and some of these buttons let you, you know, learn more about their story, which give you rewards for doing. So, and some of them have requirements, like you have to raise their bond level. So, again, once you have characters that, you know, you want the reward for, or that you plan to use, that's who you want to bond up. But right now, Crimson Falcon's our main character, our main DPS carry, so to speak. Also, another thing, for characters that you want to level up for bond, go to Home Decoration, and make sure that you put them down. So I would put Crimson Falcon, Mesa, and, I don't know who else. Let's just get Hasna up in the bedroom. Hell yeah, guys. Am I right? Am I right? But, oh, we gotta say, oh, I abandoned changes, damn it. Alright, this time we'll save changes. There we go. Now, every time you use these characters in battle, they will also build a very tiny amount of bond XP. It's a tiny little amount, and the more you level up your home decor stuff, right now we have 232. Again, you don't have to put these down. And you don't have to, again, you don't have to put these down either, alright? You can see at 232, if I switch to this thing, it's not gonna change. If it'll let me drag it. See, it's still 232. It doesn't matter. It's just cosmetic only. Also, I just want to mention that a bookshelf next to a fireplace is really stupid. So I just want to mention at this point, you've beaten Chapter 1 of the Fool's... What's it called? I always forget that. The Fool's Journey. Alright, and then Chapter 2 opens up. Now, I want to mention, don't touch the Crossing Worlds stuff until the Memento questline tells you to, because, like, the memory retrieval, you can only do these, like, once a day, right? And if you do it, and then once you get the quest that tells you to do it, you have to wait a whole real-life day to do it, to get that quest done. So it's a real pain in the butt, and your progress is going to start slowing down a little bit at this point. But for the meantime, you're just going to push into Chapter 2, and when you start realizing that you can't auto-battle your way out of things is when you start actually chasing more of the Voyage Memento quests. And so all I have left are these 3 impact quests to do, and then I will go to Phase 3, which it won't show me the quest rewards until you do it, but yeah. And again, the game warns you, play Potential Threat and Spiral of Destinies to get the best story experience, because it's going to start introducing all these characters you've never seen before, and like, who the hell are these people? And it won't make a whole lot of sense story-wise. By the way, 2-4 here is as far as you can get if you don't upgrade anything. If you play the game on pure hard mode, upgrading nothing up till this point, this is as far, this is the blockade. This is where the game says no more. You got to start leveling and upgrading your gear and your characters and speccing up, and because everything will just one-shot you at this point. So, yeah. Now, once you reach 2-5, this is a very difficult fight. You can see it's level 22, and yeah, you don't want to go in. Now, for me, it says overwhelming victory, but they are level 22, and my characters are only level, what, 18 right now? So we're going to come back later when we're at least level 20, and so I'm going to go back to Army of One here, and do these, hold on, where is it at? Yeah, do 191, and then get the treasure here, and just do a bunch of side stuff. And when I say side stuff, I mean the Voyage Memento, so let's go ahead and do this level 20 stage here. And yeah, the enemies are level 20, but it's a training stage, it's only 20 endurance. Our characters are more than strong enough to do it. Especially now, since you have tactics, you can just cast, you know, the march spell on them, march command, there we go, and then turn on that auto battle, and look at that, we're one-shotting things with our tank. Alright, and so here we are at the Voyage Memento with one quest left to do, the Star Trials, clear all the stages at difficulty level 20. This one's actually harder to do, but I am very low on endurance with no more potions remaining, and again, never ever spend your, this currency here to get endurance. Never ever. And yeah, you could card swipe for some potions, but this is a free-to-play guide, like I said. And again, doing the daily quests, getting these rewards filled out. Again, they reset for me at 10 p.m. CST, Central Time, whatever. That actually put me at level 21. So, again, we're going to go to characters, and we're going to pump everyone that we're using to 21. And at this point, if the day hasn't reset for you yet, then you would just be level 20, but that's okay, because as soon as the next day clicks over, you would be 21 as soon as you did your daily quests. So, there you go. Again, at this point, you should be level 20, regardless of what day or how long you've been playing. Also, the way we have it set up, we have one of each color. We have Defender, or green, Seeker, blue, Destroyer, purple, Breaker, red, and I forget what the yellow one is called. It's Watcher. Yeah, the creepy one, right? So we have one of each color. So now what you can do is you can rank all of them up to rank 5. You should, well, or at least rank 4, I guess. All right, because I didn't clear enough the story. I don't have these currencies. You'll get these when you do the story missions. But yeah, rank 5 is a huge power spike. Okay. Because all the characters get their next passive or active ability. But go ahead and rank up everyone as high as you can, which should be rank 5. Rank 6 is level 30, but rank 5 is level 25. Oh, yeah, never mind. We're just going to rank 4 for now, then. Also, the way we have it set up, we have one of each color. We have green, blue, purple, red, and yellow, or Defender, Seeker, Destroyer, Breaker, Watcher. And because we did those quests for our, what is it, Voyager Momento? Yeah, Voyage Memento. We can now rank everyone up. I've already ranked up these characters to 4, but you should have just enough currency, again, the silver currency here, to pump everyone up to 4. And when we hit level 25, that's when you get your next set of actives and passives. So, huge power spike moment for our characters. But yeah, you should have the currency just doing those, following the Voyage Memento. And again, this is it's a massive power spike, huge stat boosts. And we hit level 20, so it's time to go to the shop and collect your free Memento pack. There we go. We got a bunch of random stuff. Hey, look, Silver Breaker Medal. Also note in one of the seasonal rewards, we just got a Gale Sword, which is, it's pretty nice. It's alright. It is legendary. Also, being level 20 opens up all these things like Rave Run tournaments and the festival. These things are way too strong for you. You could try, like, don't take my word for it. Go ahead and click Go Now, and you're going to fight wolves that hit you for like 5,000 damage in one shot. You're going to hit them for 1 damage. Just trust me on this one. But hey, we got 10 more summons. There we go. Alright. Voyage of Discovery. And, we can go now. Again, these things are way too strong. They're way too strong. But some of these, they're just auto-completed anyway. I don't know why or what's going on, but, you know, you can dip in here and you can, you can collect a few rewards. If you see that little red asterisk star thing, it means that there's things to claim. So just dip in, see what you can claim. Also, if you're wondering what you should buy in any of these like little specialty like you know, event shops, you should always buy the secret fates are the most important thing in the game to get. And then for us though, if you want some good early gear, you can buy random legendary gear. But you know, for instance, or random legendary weapon. We don't have trinkets unlocked yet, so don't worry about trinkets. We're too low level for that. So for me, I'm gonna get all 3 of these. There we go. And there's a limit of 3. You can't buy any more. It says, oh, that's random legendary trait. Never mind. It just scooted the menu over. And you know, as far as weapons go, we have our weapons pretty much solidified. I want random legendary gear, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy one. And there's a limit of 1, so we got a Senator Swift sword. All right, increases HP by 3%. Blah blah blah. Inflicts move -1 when you hit. Not really useful in any of my builds. Let's go for the weapon. Brutal Axe, that's cool. Brutal Axe is actually pretty brutal. And then, because we're low leveled, you don't want to buy, like, the in-game enchanting items unless you really plan to play for a long time. It doesn't really help us now, and when we get, you know, to the end game later, we can always farm this stuff up much faster and easier by participating in the event, so we're not, you know, waiting around, waiting to power up. So you would want to buy, like, the silver chests and whatnot. But for me, I'm just gonna buy Radiant Powder because, yeah, why not? This stuff, I burn through it like crazy, so I'm buying it. And this is my alt account anyway, it doesn't matter. And buying things in this shop completed another quest, giving me more currency to buy more powder. Look at that. You know what time it is, we got 10 more summons going for Coal and Barrel here. Let's see if we get them. Alright. Oh boy. And skip. And let's see what we got. Oh, we got Homa. All right, check her out. Look at that. She's got like parrots or something. Now, this character is actually the best breaker in the game. So this is an amazingly lucky pull, by the way. And I'm basing this off of tier lists and not personal experience. So please don't quote me if it turns out this character is garbage. But I will show you just a tier list as reference so we don't lose it. You can use this. Again, this is a PvE tier list. Apparently, it's someone named Hockey Whack. I don't know who that is. I'm just pulling this off of 4chan, okay? And I'm trusting it, but I can't verify it without actually playing the game and unlocking all these characters, which I don't have money to do. So, we'll see how this video does, if it gets popular. If this game gets popular, I can pursue more knowledge on this subject. But, again, I can't vouch for this. This is just... For all I know, this could be an absolute troll post. I don't know. And yes, I know it's weird because they say tier 0, and you think, ew, tier 0, tier 3 is better, right? Apparently not, because every tier list has Mathit and Tidon at the bottom, and they always have Gloria at the top. So that's what I'm basing it off of. Now, my advice would be to immediately replace your pikeman, because he's the breaker of the party, with Homa, who is literally the highest tier character. But, yeah. And you would do that looking at that tier list for each of these. The Defender and Crimson Falcon, I guess, would be replaced by Cole, I believe. And again, this would be replaced by Barrel. At least that's what I was shooting for, is replacing our 2 main DPS, since tanking early game isn't going to be significantly crazy. So I went ahead and pumped Homa up to 21, got her geared up, all the gears upgraded, got her rank 4, because there are some missions that require 6 characters, so we have 6 characters now, level 21, that we can use. Next up, it's very important to go to your talent down here, and pump this sucker up, alright? So we want to make sure that for each node, that the offensive node is fully maxed out. There we go. You want to make sure that you learn the ability here. Also, this one is shared across everything. This is initial tactic points increased by 4, so we want to pump that up. Just put at least 1 point for now. We want, basically, this to go from iron to bronze, and so we're going to level this one up. There we go. Now we're in bronze. Awesome stuff, which we can go down here, and we need to be level 25 Voyager before we can level up, you know, the second set of trees. But you want to make sure that you have all 4 nodes learned on every single one of these, because it's a quest later in the, what is this called? Hello game, can you load for me? In the Voyage Momento. Alright, with your newly powered up characters, 2-5 should be no problem. Now at this point you will have cleared up to at least 2-7, depending on how long it's taken you to get this far. You might be able to get to 2-8. But I am out of potions, I am out of endurance, and it's going to be quite the wait, over half a day, until I get to play again. But remember, if I log in once in the morning and once in the afternoon, that's 120. So yeah, it's not so bad. But there's still plenty of stuff to do, because we were able to push this far. We can still do a few other grinds. So let's spend a little bit of time talking about Clash. Now, Clash is the PvP game mode, but it's not live. It's against bots. And so the way it works is, the cat's going to explain the tutorial, but essentially, depending on your class comp, this is your power level, this is the person's power level you're fighting. Is Dorothy a real person? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. These could just be like placeholder characters, you know, whatever. But essentially, you have a daily acquisition amount of currency here that you can earn at the top, which my text is covering. But yeah, it's right here at the top, 300. This is easy as hell to get. We have 5 attempts to do it, and you just want to pick the weakest person right now. You don't need to pick the strongest person because we don't have a team comp. Now, also, you can click set defenses because you're so low level, no one's really going to fight you anyway. And you could mess around with this, but at low levels, this is all insignificant stuff. And you would set where your characters spawn in on the map. You'd set your like tower defenses and stuff. Just leave this at default for now. It doesn't matter. It is not. It's inconsequential. The enemy will have tactics, and your characters will be bots. So you're gonna lose every fight anyway, regardless of where you put what. Okay, so don't worry about it. Unless you're a card swiping whale, you're not gonna be able to defend at this low level anyway. So just don't worry about set defenses, even though it's got the red little thing on it. Anyway, I just clicked auto deploy and save, and then that did a quest to set your defense 1 time, giving us 10 activity points. Whoop-de-doo, right? But yeah, now, is there another quest? What? Why is it claim all? Hello? Okay, well, apparently there was some other quest we did. I don't know what we did, but it's time to fight Dorothy here. And the way it works, let me get the text back up there in the middle. The way it works is you just deploy your characters like you normally would. So again, this time you get 6 characters, and we're level 21 characters. His characters are level 12. So wait, does it level us down? No, it doesn't. Okay, should be a pretty easy fight, right? How they're getting into the PvP mode at level 12, I don't know. I think it's not really real, but we're gonna move this guy over here so that we all just kind of go down this one lane. And I'm gonna let the AI, you know, kind of handle this one. I'm gonna move this person up front. Actually, I'll move them up here. These are my 2 DPS. Tank can go up here. Move them like that. There we go. That's a nice little formation. And then we'll start it up. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cast, you know, March Word or Power Word March, whatever this is called. I forget. March command. There we go. We're just do the auto battle. So killing structures gets you points. Killing the enemy units gets you points. But those 2 big buildings also gets you points. And you'll see that my team should be able to win this pretty easy. Because we're overpowered as hell. But especially with this breaker. Boom, there we go. We blew up a building, one-shotted it. And again, his units stand no chance. So... And if you die, it's no big deal. You still keep the points that you get even if you lose. So you just want to blow up and kill everything that you can. And again, this is just auto battle doing auto battle stuff. But and it looks like he's got a Rawewa? I don't know how to say your damn name. Whatever. But yeah, my characters are clearly mopping the floor with his characters or her characters. Whatever. And again, not all the fights are gonna be this easy, but this is just so you can kind of learn the mechanics of the fight, right? And again, he's got a healer and a breaker left. Or no, not a breaker, but a seeker. So again, seeker versus tank, that's a bad... No, it is a breaker, never mind. But yeah, all that's left is for the AI to walk up and blow up the last building, and that's the fight, right? And that should be 100 points. Hopefully the AI isn't derping around too... Look at the AI, they're inching towards it, but nah, he's got it. Okay, there we go, boom. Big explosion finish. And again, that's 100 points. You max out at 300 points, and you have 5 attempts. All right, you see where this is going? It's really, really easy to fulfill this, right? Again, now we have 4 attempts, and we're 100 out of 300. So once you fill up this 300, also you're completing quests, which is gonna get you even more little activity points and merits and stuff. And there we go. So again, just keep mashing the button. Even if you lose, like you can click this and still lose to this person, right? And you'll still get daily acquisition points. Just stop at 300, that's all. If you feel like the opponent's levels are a little too high, you can click the refresh button. You get 3 of these a day. Let's see, 98 being the low there, 93. We got one more refresh. 87, we did it. Now, one thing I do want to mention is there are some actual legit Smurfs who have whaled a low-level account with the best team comp possible, where they just soak all the people trying to kill their character, but they have all the, like, high-tier, you know, legendary pulls, all equipped with the best gear. So that is a thing you will encounter. When you do, you just eat the L. You get 5 attempts a day, so they're very rare to run into. Alright, so that is your first day on Sword of Convallaria, and you can either close the game and come back in 15 hours, you know, logging in once during the morning and afternoon, or you can actually play the story. That's right, the actual story of the game, because it does not use endurance, it uses keys. So again, we're going to click Voyage, and then we're going to do Spiral of Destinies, there we go, and then we're going to not play the expansion, we're going to play the original story right now, and doing this gets you achievements, unlocks, a whole lot of stuff. And so, again, it consumes keys, which you're going to get 2 of these a week by default, regardless of what you do. But you're going to get plenty playing the story, and we already have plenty of keys anyway. We have 7 keys right now. So we're going to go ahead and hit start, and it's like, this gameplay portrays harsh blah blah blahs. You know, don't be a sad loser. Now, the keys, it's going to consume the keys that have a timer. And some of these we got through questing do have a timer of 11 days, so we're going to go ahead and consume the key. Alright, now here's the thing, right? By starting the actual story of the game, you can flip-flop between what we've been doing and the story at any time. They're kind of separate and they're kind of not, but you're not locked into the story, and like there is no... Like, you can always go back, and it doesn't cancel the story. It's like, it saves your progress, it's always there for you. Alright, and yeah, so let's get started. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to select a beacon that the game gives us so that we can, instead of dying, hopefully you didn't skip the story so far, but the story is, we escaped prison and we died in the riots, and now we're in like some pseudo-heaven place. But with this beacon, we can now change the fate of the world to not die in the riots, and yeah. We're going to go ahead and click that, otherwise we just repeat the same thing forever. Now, here's the thing, right? The game will auto-assign you 3 companions, and this is where you're like, oh, I'm going to bring my strongest bros. Wrong, that's not what you want to do, okay? These characters will not have the gear or the skills that you currently have, or the levels. They're just characters, and we already have a Mytha based on the story, so we're not going to bring her. What you want to do in this regard is just bring 3 characters who are not main story characters. So no Mytha, no the Archer Boy if you have them. Like, Hasna's fine to bring, and so is Homa. But don't bring Mytha, don't bring the white great sword chick, whose name I can't pronounce. Alright, in this case, we're going to bring Crimson Falcon. Okay, hold on. I gotta, like, remove the limit here. Or I gotta uncheck the characters. Alright, so we're gonna uncheck, and then, again, it just picks Hasna. So you want 3 different characters, so we're gonna do Crimson Falcon, Homa, because she's a breaker, and then we want a Seeker, so we're gonna do Light Conjurer. Alright, so because we get Mytha in the story anyway, there's no reason to bring a Defender. Alright. And you don't have to bring a Breaker, you could always bring a Destroyer, so you could bring your Fire Conjurer. It doesn't really matter. These are just fodder characters that are just going to be doing chores. They're not really going to be pulling weight. But we can still summon our actual characters, our level 21 characters. We can summon them at any time into the story mode to fight for us. It's a little detrimental, and I'll explain that later. But at this screen, you want to make sure that you're bringing 3 different types of characters, because some characters can only do certain quests if they meet the requirement, like oh, this, you have to be a watcher for this quest, and blah 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 blah. You have to be a breaker for this quest. So that's why we're, you know, getting a variety of characters here. So I'm gonna go ahead and confirm it. There we go, and we're gonna start. And it's undergone fluctuations because of the beacon. There we go, and time to do the story. By the way, you can win every single early story battle by just auto-battling. And yes, it will cost another key to continue. Get used to that. We've got plenty of keys, and we'll be getting plenty more. Again, it's going to use the keys with a limited time first. So we still have 5 more keys after this to burn through. So having this screen pop up that's like, there's no tips and no one's resting or training and blah, blah, blah. This isn't going to make a lot of sense right now. And by the way, it's week 1. I want to just point out a little something. I'm going to be skipping the story here because I've already seen it. I don't need to rewatch the story, but I just want to point out at this point in the rest of the game, and also don't worry about this, that's just part of the story. It's okay. It's okay. Don't freak out. It happens to everybody. All right. There's nothing you can do about that. You know, it's our job to fix the stability, blah, blah, blah. And the game's going to teach you about all the systems and stuff. I'm not going to teach it to you because it's just, again, the game is literally, this is still like a tutorial for how the main story is going to operate. And let me fix the text on the screen. But there is one thing that I need you to understand right now that is the most important thing. Never, ever, ever push the escape button. I'm going to make a text for this. Alright, I don't know how much more I can emphasize this. Never push the escape button. Don't push it. Never push your escape button in this mode. Now, it doesn't always happen when you push escape, but what can happen is it ends the week immediately before you do anything. And there's a lot of stuff you need to do each week to min-max, alright? There's a whole lot of things that you're going to be doing week to week to week. Like, you have quests to do, you have townspeople to talk to, people to recruit, training, resting. There's a lot to manage. And the game is a pretty good tutorial. It's going to teach you how to do all of that. But if you push escape trying to open a menu, like, I'm trying to open my menu, it's just going to be like, oh, the week ends. There's no confirmation box. The week ends. You missed out on all those quests. You're now permanently a week behind. And the game can give you a bad ending just because you messed up on one of the weeks, okay? So you need to never push that button. Don't push it. Again, I am stressing this out. Look, it's flashing now. It's literally on and off on your screen, okay? I don't know how much more I can emphasize. Don't push escape. And no, you can't unbind it. There's no way to do that. I'm sorry. So I want to talk about quests because you need to be min-maxing this every single week, at least to start. Once you do a few run-throughs, you don't have to worry so much about min-maxing anymore. But I'm going to talk about questing real quick. So there's a few things to note. You have the difficulty level. This says Despair, and this means it's level 4 enemies. Now here's the thing. We have level 21 characters that we can put out in a fight and wipe the floor. So level 4 enemies aren't a big deal. Now obviously if we didn't have our, characters from the space-time continuum or whatever on our side, then obviously not. We would be a little more worried because our characters are level 1 right now. So fighting level 4s would be a despair level difficulty. But so you can right now, as far as difficulty goes, you can ignore the difficulty because we have a trump card, all right? But the next thing you want to look at is the time it takes to do the mission. You only want to do 1 week timed missions for the most part, unless the reward is really good. The third thing you want to look at is the reward. So this rewards a rare skill up and a rare gear chest. That's pretty good. This one rewards a facility upgrade. You can't even upgrade facilities for a while. Like, not until like a few chapters or so. It's not that important. Money also isn't a lot of money. Later on, if you want to pursue a certain merchant ending, you need a lot of money. But that's for specializing. We don't have to worry about that, right? Now, we have, again, this is an okay reward. The Luxite Dust, you're going to be using a lot of that, and it comes with a rare skill. So I might do that one. Again, these are all 2 weeks, so I don't even, like, the rewards suck anyway on these. So, this one is an epic skill choice. Epic skill choice is not as good as, rare is obviously not as good as epic, but it's not a big difference. It's not worth sacrificing 2 weeks for only one reward. So right now, the best reward on the board is the Protect the Caravans and Assault on Bandits. And I think I'm going to go with Assault on Bandits. But also, you have Dispatch quests. So these are ongoing. Whenever you put a character on this, they're going to just automatically queue up to continue doing it. So whenever you pick a Dispatch quest, you're going to get 600 coins every, let's see, it's usually 2 weeks, right? And you need the level is no less than 1, and it's only a one-person job. So you're going to go to Dispatch, and you're going to pick a throwaway character that you're never going to use ever again. So who am I never going to use ever again? Well, you start out with some really crappy brown, common characters. brown colored as in their rarity, okay, guys? And so I don't need this tank character because I have Mytha. You know, you get Mytha, you get Fakel in the story, so we're always gonna have Mytha. So there's no reason to have another defender, you know, crappy common level 1 character. So Rex is gonna be, and he loses 10 stamina a week. So after 10 weeks, he needs the rest. We'll just have someone else do the caravans, right? So there we go. Now, it's a 2-week job, and when he comes back in 2 weeks, he'll go off again for 2 weeks, and he'll just constantly do that and make us money. So that's done for now. But for the battle, let's go ahead and do the assault on the bandits den, because it's 1 week, it's got good rewards, and we need Luxite dust later on. So we might as well just go ahead and get it done, and then we'll click start battle. And so here's how things are going to work, or how they should work, all right? You have your story characters, which we got Homa in here. You can have Maytha and Fakel. You can have your Crimson Falcon. Crimson Falcon's so much better than Fakel. You could have your Light Conjurer, and so on and so forth, right? And I don't think that, well, Maytha's okay, right? These are all level 1 characters, and if you look at the enemies, well, they're level 1, so it's a pretty fair fight. However, you can also use your Elysium tab, and you could just pop out your level 21 characters to wipe the floor with all of these guys, right? That is absolutely an option you can do. The reason why you do and don't want to do this is as follows. Your Elysium characters cannot do quests. Certain quests they can't do. So yeah, you can use them to auto-win the fight. Like, I can put a level 21 Crimson Falcon out here and he'll just kill everything. Easy style, right? These level 1 characters have not a chance. Alright, now one thing that this group is lacking is a healer, alright? So, let's put Mytha away and bring out the Light Conjurer. And we're gonna do the level 1 Light Conjurer. There we go. Now, we don't have a tank, and looking at the enemy, let's see. They have mostly tanks. Alright, so we have the Breaker for the tanks. We have the Seeker for the Breaker that they have. They don't have any Breakers. Okay, well, whatever. Let's zoom out a bit more. But yeah, I think our group is fine. We have a healer. We have 2 DPS. This can smash this quest no problem, right? And these characters are going to level up. And you want leveled up normal story characters so they can do quests. But if you do need to do a tough fight or need a carry, you have your level 21 juiced up super characters that you put one of these on the field, everyone's dead anyway. So just keep that in mind. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is your imported characters keep their skills. So our Crimson Falcon, although level 1, he's got ambush and precise strike, and you know, our Light Conjurer has the passive regeneration, super good. So these are level 1 characters, but they're pretty juiced up, okay? So after you win, it's going to show you the stamina drain on the job they did. So in this case, they lose 10% stamina. And if they reach 0, they can't fight anymore. They have to rest for 1 week to regenerate 50% stamina. That's going to unlock later. The game's going to teach you about that. But, again, all these characters leveled up to level 2. And your Sword of Convallaria, like, guild level, leveled up. We got the items, and then rare skill inspiration. That's going to pop. And you get to choose which character learns a new skill. And so, in this case, let's see, you just pick whichever one. Armor piercing shot, that looks pretty good. This one upgrades our basic attack 55% 2 times, which is better than our regular attack. And then this one is, if the character's dying at the start of the turn, they recover half their HP. I want Homa to have this ability, so there we go. And, yeah, pretty cool stuff. Now, that is not for your Elysium character. I wish it was, but it's not. It's for the main story. The main story, everything you're doing in the main story here stays in the main story for the most part. So you want to make sure that you've did every quest that you can so that... Hold on, let me move the text. Alright, so you see how Battle has 0 left and Dispatch has 0 left, so we're done with questing for the week, right? And then what you want to do is you want to click this little town icon at the bottom here, and you want to make sure that there's no triple dot, like, dialogue boxes on any of these little town areas. If there is, that means a townsperson wants to talk to you. And later on, as you go from week to week, because this is like the first chapter, it's a tutorial, You're gonna unlock the Haven, which is resting, training grounds, which levels your characters up that aren't actively fighting. So this is a way that after 1 to 2 weeks, they can get like 6 to 10 levels. And then you have Tavern, where you recruit new characters. You always want to recruit everybody in the Tavern all the time. You need a small army of people. And the Forge for crafting gear. But none of this is unlocked yet. And you're going to unlock Beryl, that little lolly witch girl. And she's going to let you have tactics that you can unlock or spells to use in the battlefield. Pretty good ones. And a lot of it's RNG. A lot of it's kind of procedurally generated, kind of, sort of, I guess. Not all the quests will be the same. Every playthrough is different, okay? But essentially, yeah. Once you've completed everything you can do in a town, that's when it's safe to click this next week button down below. So we're going to click next week, because we've done everything we can. There's a little journal, blah, 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 that tells you what you did. More story that I've already seen. And, you know, you'll have dialogues that you can, you know, choose. And that's going to affect your ending. Alright, there we go. We have 8 weeks to maintain stability in the town, so you get plenty of time. We have 1 more week on our caravan until we get paid. And again, it's week 2. This is also procedurally generated, as far as I know. It's always different. The story unfolds differently for everybody, so it's not going to be the same for me and you. But anyway, we're going to just skip more story here. And it looks like, yeah, I'm just going to click one. It doesn't matter. It's an alt account. I don't care about the endings that this account's going to get. You know, blah, blah, blah. Oh no, this certain special character has a lot of screen time. But you want to make sure to exhaust all dialogue with everybody all of the time. And now it's saying the Haven is open, so now resting got unlocked. And continue playing until you have most of this stuff unlocked. I'll let you know the important parts when they come up. And again, on rewards, you generally want to go for the one that is, that has the most rewards. So this says it's easy because it's level 3 enemies. This gives, again, a skill up and money, whereas this one down here, Train the Mercenaries, is hard, and it is just dust and money. Like, why? Why would you do that? And this one's a 2-week job. You get double the money, but it's 2 weeks. That's stupid. That means your characters are out for 2 whole weeks until they come back, so you would have to have even more characters on reserve to do it. And, yeah, not good. So I'm gonna go with Assault on the Bandits Den again. We just did that battle. We're doing it again. And you can see the icon, it says they're level 3. When I click on them, and then, hold on, let me click on this one. Again, they're level 3, and, remember, our Homa and our Crimson Falcon are both level 2, but our Maytha hasn't fought yet. In this story, she has not fought yet. She's level 1, so she's a little bit more vulnerable in this fight, okay? And, you know, if you want, you could sub out one of these characters for an Elysium character just as, like, an anchor if you're afraid of losing, but, like, this is 3 targets. I mean, it's 4 on... Well, I mean, it's 4 on 4. Breaker, Destroyer, whatever. So, we have a Seeker. We have a strong Seeker. We've got a tank to deal with nothing. So, we don't even really need Maytha in this fight. But you can use... If you want an Elysium character, if you're scared. If not, I'm just going to roll with it, because I know this team comp wins. It's tank, heal, DPS. We got this. I can just auto-battle it. I trust the AI not to be full stupid. Alright, so in this battle, Homa actually died, so she loses 40% stamina. So, again, auto-battle was pretty stupid. It was attacking crates and ice cubes. Really stupid. And the healer was ignoring Homa, so she died, and I didn't feel like intervening. So what I recommend is when any of your main characters hits 50% tiredness, go to the Haven, right, and have them rest. I swear this was unlocked. Yeah, here it is. So talk to the NPC. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and... you have to wait for Homa to return from the mission. So when the next week starts, we'll put her into bed, okay? And we'll have someone else fight in that week. It's fine. So again, this is week 2. I have no dialogue bubbles in any of the towns. There's no one to put to rest. I have no more quests to do. All the quests are done. So it's safe for me to go to the next week. So again, we'll go to week 3 and the story progresses. You can see the caravan returned. This guy leveled up to 2, gave us 600 monies. We got our guild rank went up a little bit. Now another thing, before you put anyone on training or rest or anything else, you want to do the event battle. The event battle does not make your characters unavailable. It is just something that you do before you do any questing. So eliminate the wolf pack, hard mode, okay, whatever. Just knock it out and then do your town management stuff. So in this week we have, well, 2 one-week jobs. We have protect the refugees, we get a skill and 300 monies. That's not bad, it's pretty good. Capture the enemy leader, this one is easier. We get metal bars and money. Now metal bars, you want at least 10 iron ingots. Now, to make iron ingots, it takes like 3 weeks when you get the forge. So, even though this is brown, common quality stuff, you want to rush getting 10 ingots as early as possible by week 6, 7, or 8 when you meet Beryl, because you want to start upgrading as soon as you can and getting those tactics up. And you almost always want to be getting Beryl her materials, so you're going to need a steady supply of iron ingots. So, you know, if any of your quests have iron ingots in them, let's check these, like wood. You're going to be able to automatically farm wood later on through a second dispatch quest, so don't worry about that, right? Let's see, that's also not that good. That is a tailored training, no, okay. Yeah, so I'm going to get the iron ingots. Just get 10, you don't need more than 10 early on, at least for the first chapter or so. Now for this fight, I'm putting in the level 21 Homa, and I'm letting the tired Homa sit out. It says deployed on here. I don't know why. This is the level 21 Homa, so it shouldn't say deployed. So that's a bug, but yeah. Maybe we'll use another Crimson Falcon. Why not? There we go. 2 Crimson Falcons. That ought to do. It's you know, looking at the enemy team, it's a bunch of Seekers. So yeah, I could deploy the level 21 Matha. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get Matha. No, never mind. Whatever. We'll just go with this. You'll notice, because I use the Elysium version of Crimson whatever, that they don't show up because they don't exist in this world. They were just like summoned or something. I don't know. So you can see here, someone has a dialogue in the leader's office, so we want to make sure we go there and talk to whoever to, you know, do some storyline, blah, blah, blah. And there we go. I think that clears that. Clicking back to the town. No more dialogue. So sometimes you can do a dialogue here, and then a dialogue opens up like down here, and a dialogue opens up here, so on and so forth. So again, I want to make sure that my tired characters are actively resting. So Homa was not used this time around, so she's going to rest, recovering 50% stamina by next week. So there we go. Put her to rest. Awesome. So next week she'll be back and fully juiced up, which is what we need. And that is my fault for letting the AI run wild. Everyone else is pretty well rested. They're all like high ups. This guy's at 70. He's got a few more weeks in him before he gets too tired. And yeah, the next thing too that opened up this week was the training, I believe. Yeah, so the training ground. So we'll go here, talk to the training person, and you just want to put. Here's how you want to do training, okay? You want to make sure that every class, like Seeker, Destroyer, Watcher, all of them are leveling evenly, and not your main cast, okay? But you're like your garbage poopy characters down here, okay? So like Tamir, you're up. You're gonna do some training, and right now you're just XP training. So he's gonna go from level 1 to 4, and it's gonna cost 73 coins. That's fine, right? You wanna make sure they're all kind of even and they're all leveling up so that they can do quests, dispatch quests later. Dispatch quests, that more will open up and you'll have more characters to do them. So you're gonna want people chopping wood, mining ores, you know, skinning animals and that kind of stuff. So you need as many people as you can, as high level as you can get them. And so now this screen starts to make more sense. You have Homa who's rested, you got this guy training, I forget his name, and this person's still 1 more week on their caravan before we get paid. Now again, unless you're going for the merchant ending, always buy whichever recruits are here. And sometimes they're really good. You can find legendaries here. I've got legendaries on some of my runs, but you just need bodies. You just need warm bodies right now, so just buy them out. Doesn't matter what they are, just buy them. Just get them on your team. There we go. Alright. Also note, when you're out of quests and you have characters that aren't at 100% energy, it's okay to put them to rest, because again, it's just, they'll be ready the next week. They're literally just going to bed, right? Like, it's pretty silly, right? And so there we go. We're going to pump these back up to 100% since they're not being used. And again, they'll be ready as soon as I hit the next week button here. And yeah. So once you unlock the forge, have it start making metal or iron ores right away. You don't need gear and blueprints just yet. That's for later. Just get iron ingots. You don't have to mine the ore. You already technically have it, okay? So again, Star Forging, it takes 3 weeks to get 30 bars. Again, this stuff it's hard to come by early, and you need a lot of it early. Now, sometimes you'll get unlucky rolls where you have every job is a 2-week job and all the rewards kind of suck, right? So I'm just going to pick the best one I can here. This is, again, a 2-week job, so just be aware of this. These characters won't be available for next week's operations. So you want to use the more disposable characters, like I have this Tamir guy here, but you can also just use your Elysium characters if you want. This is just a whole bunch of wolves, and so I just need a good defender. So I'm going to put story... Hold on. Matha away and take out Elysium Matha. There we go. Alright, we have Elysium Matha. She'll take care of things. And then the characters we want to level up, we have... I don't want Tamir out. Like, who cares, right? I don't need Catherine either. Let's go with... Yeah, let's get the healer out. There we go. And who else? Fakal, why not? Why not? There we go. And we'll just... Again, we have our anchor. This is, again, level 21 Matha. She can solo the whole board, assuming someone doesn't knock her into a cliff, okay? So, yeah, we'll be fine. So, in week 6, you get the Luxite Workshop, and you really, really want to min-max this thing because it makes battle super easy and overpowered. So, you almost always, if you can't have materials, go to Field Research, click on Barrel here, and feed her resources. So, in this case, she wants large timber. There we go, we did it. And she's going to give us a random loot bag of materials. Hopefully it's a lot. 150 is not a lot. 1,000's a lot. Alright, so not a good pull there. We don't have any more logs for large timber. And, you know, she's not wanting iron this week. She usually does on week 1. So that's why we kind of focused on iron. But, hey, it's random, you know. But later on in chapter 2-ish, we have the ability to mine, or not mine, but chop lumber week to week, so timber is very easy to get, right? Easy clean the workshop. We just need a breaker level 4 character. Do we have a breaker level 4 character? I don't know if we do. Homa's level 2. Uh-oh. This guy's in training. He won't be available this week to do it, but he will be level 5 next week. So he can do the cleanup duty. But see, this is why you need every single type of character leveled up so they can do these silly little quests. And other, you know, it's not just Beryl that needs help, it's everybody in the whole damn town, right? So this is why we spread the workload. But right now, use Prickly 2 times within 4 weeks. So that's the tactics I got. Again, I'm skipping the story. I've never had Prickly, so I'm not sure what it does. Oh, Damage Reflect. Wow. That's stupidly powerful. Okay, cool. So I should focus on tank characters for a couple weeks. Right, but once you have these crystals that she dumps onto you, you go to the research upgrades, and you really want to pump this up. It's going to make things so easy. Like, hey, there's Thunderstruck, right? We know what that does. That's so useful for popping barrels. Deathfire Guard, it's okay, and trap placing sucks. I'm going to go with Thunderstruck. There we go. And we're going to unlock that for 100. Awesome. All right, cool. Alright, and you can level that up, that's fine. And also, you can level up your max tactic points and your tactical point recovery. So we definitely want to have that. That's 30, there we go. And again, you just want to pump these up as much as you can because it's going to make the game way, way easier. And the more you level up her research, the more it snowballs. And then again, you have to go to Field Research to get her crystals. Like, she's going to feed you crystals when you feed her materials. That's how that works. Now remember, now that we have Beryl, she has a task for us, and that is to use Prickly. And again, it's whatever skill she gives you. It's always random. But we need to use this twice within a 2 to 4 week period. So, because we're on a quest, we're going to go ahead and cast it now. There we go. And she's going to fly by and give everyone Reflect 4. Holy crap. Right? And we still have tactic points, right? Because that one was basically a freebie. And, you know, this is just a free kill anyone on the board spell. And this is the boss I need to kill. So, he's one shot. There we go. And then that's the mission done. Like, he doesn't even have to fight. Right? And I actually had an anchor. I had one character just in case, you know, things went wrong. I didn't know if I could one-shot him, but I could. And there we go. So we get our rewards. Now, when getting skills, I want to mention that Fakal and Matha should really be priority because these characters are forced into story fights. Not just questing, but like the main story fights you have to do. You have to use these characters, so you might as well pump them up as much as you can. But I can't resist this. This is a 3x3 AoE ranged attack for Homa. I'm definitely getting that one. By the way, if you ever want to return to the other game, you just click this little portal icon at the very top right. There we go. You can return to Elysium. You can, you know, see all the quests that you've unlocked and stuff, and get your achievements and blah, blah, blah. And, yeah, Destiny Traces, yes, I know. And then you can come here and collect rewards. Yes, that's right, rewards. Alright, the game's making me click these buttons, I know. But yeah, it basically, every time your knowledge goes up because of what we're doing in the main story, again, you get rewards. That's why we're doing it. Because we can't do anything else without endurance. Go to remembrance and performance, and look, all of these little cutscenes we've unlocked. Again, this is why you would chase multiple endings, is to get the rewards, okay? So again, there's a reason we're doing this. It's not just, oh, my story, all right? But yeah, there we go. So that's, you know, some rewards we've unlocked just for 6 weeks in the story. We have the cornucopia is gonna show a bunch of stuff here, you know. Claim all of those. Look at that. We just get 15 levels in the cornucopia, which unlocks all of these rewards again. All right, what else we got unlocking here? We have events, of course. You know, stuff in the events. Just scroll through. There we go. Got some stuff here in Dawn. Quest list. Yes, claim everything. Boom. 3 more keys. Look, we've spent 2 keys. We got 3 keys back. It's that simple, all right? And when you want to go back to playing the main story, you click Voyage, you click Spiral of Destinies, you let it load. It loads faster on Steam, I swear. I'm playing on the native client right now. Then you can just click Continue. It says, harsh realities, blah, blah, blah. Then you just click Continue, whatever. It's pixels, don't worry about it. It's not going to get you. And we're back. See, it's that simple. And you'll see down here the tips. It reminds you, use Prickly 2 times within 3 weeks. So we're 1 out of 2. We'll get that done in the next quest. Now, I forgot to mention it because it's not really important this early, because the game's going to teach it to you anyway, but the quests that you're doing help improve your faction standing, and there's a lot of factions, and it has to do with the endings and stuff, and who becomes your ally and how the story goes. So, again, there's like, I think, there's so many different like little endings you can get, but you'll have to look those up. I'm not going to help you with this. This is a starter guide. And again, you really want to min-max your tactics here, so I'm leveling Thunderstruck so I can deal more damage, and then if I get 300 of these things, and again, they're completely random. Like, sometimes she'll give you a bag with 1,000. You can just pump the hell out of this stuff, right? So you always want to be doing her field researches. I don't have wood, but these other things, this refreshes in 3 weeks, and this refreshes in 4 weeks, and then I'll have this done today, so that's going to be more crystals. Now, I'll give you a sneak peek because the game hasn't done the tutorial for factions yet, but you see these little symbols behind each quest? Well, if you go to faction, you see these symbols on the flags? There you go. That's going to help you pick your quests. If you care about factions or the story, like, oh, you like the Fox Girls, you want to help out the Velder tribe, okay, I get it. But, you would find their little symbol here, right? But me, right now, I'm just chasing the best rewards, and right now it's this one, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Now, once you unlock the general ritual, you really want to use your story characters because these are forced into every fight. And, like, Maith is a really good choice, and, or whoever your main carry character is going to be, like maybe Crimson Falcon is your carry, or you go Fake Hal, or, you know, Homa even. You want to pick one character, and you want that one character to be, like, your super beefy, buffed up one, and that's who you're going to do your rituals on. So I'm going to do it on Maitha, because I like beefing up the tank, and again, these are always random. It's a randomly generated story. Oh, and I forgot to mention, if you click on one of the 3 choices, it doesn't let you inspect it. It just chooses it automatically, and I chose the wrong one, so keep that in mind. There's no takes backsies. Now, upgrading this church is going to be pretty costly, and it does take time, but I do recommend using it. I'm going to use my wood in $1,000 to upgrade the church. There we go. Because you want this thing, you know, getting its energy back so that you can do more and more rituals so you can get more and more power. And check it out, we have 2 archers, one of them being legendary, the other one being rare. Since 512 money dollars, so we're gonna go ahead and grab him. Again, you just need tons and tons of bodies So grab everyone. I can't afford him right now, but we're going to get paid in a week or two, so not a big deal. And yeah, training ground, someone wants to talk. Again, just keep min-maxing. Now, on week 9 starting, you'll have a quest called Guild Trial Bronze. You want to do this as soon as you can. And yeah, it's level 7 enemies, but you can just use your Elysium characters for it. And you just defeat all the enemies. That's it. It's real simple. But you want to do this before any other quests, so don't worry about the other quests. Now, the game's going to give you a choice after doing the rank up here to keep your game difficulty as is or increase the difficulty. Now, if you increase the difficulty, that means the quests get harder. The rewards get marginally better. It's not worth it. Like, the difficulty rises by a lot, making most of your other characters fall behind that aren't Elysium characters. And it's just not fun. It's not worth 1 extra iron bar per quest. So just keep it as it is. That's my advice. Yeah, here it is, week 9. This is still the first part of the game. Still, you know, unlocking stuff. We've got the Forge making metal. The tavern is, we've recruited everybody. Luxite Workshop, everything's on cooldown. Sanctuary is on cooldown. The training ground, there's a person there. The Haven, there's no one that needs rest, and there's no more quests to do. Well, technically, because we just did the guild challenge thing, we have a new dispatch, so that's logging work. So let's go ahead and put someone on that. And we have, you know, just our lowest leveled garbage character. We'll put Dov on it. There we go. He's now a wood chopper. This is why you need bodies. And there we go. That wraps up week 9. We go to next week. But yeah, that's min-maxing that chapter. We went from 5 to 14 knowledge level. Pretty good stuff. And again, if you want to continue the story, that's another key. We definitely have 8 keys. We can continue the story. And I just want to mention from here on out, the rest of figuring out the story is up to you. I taught you everything you need to know. You're all set. The game's gonna throw you a lot of curveballs. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. Just have fun with the story, and when it ends abruptly or suddenly or oops, you got a bad ending, just note that you have a whole bunch of stuff unlocked where you get to start it over, and you get a bunch of neat little things where you can make this story each time. You don't have to start from level 1 over and over and over. I mean, you do and you don't. There's a lot of... Think of like a cookie clicker game or an idle clicker game where when you reset back to the very beginning, you have a bonus. And that's kind of how the main story goes. You're going to be getting a bonus every time you start over until the point where it snowballs out of control. And you're going to be able to speed forward and get a lot of stuff done a lot faster, more efficiently than slogging along like we are right now. Now, because we've progressed the main story, you can now go to the Bond menu. I'm going to skip this real quick. And unlock Metha's perplexing life story. There we go. Which gives you, Luxite rewards. So, and again, the more characters you unlock and you play the story, that's how you get more rewards in the Bond section. So now all that's left for you to learn is to continue the grind. And again, this is day 1 of playing. I've been playing... 4 or 5 hours, I think, maybe in the span of this video. We're at 6,955 hope Luxites, and again, it starts to slow down around now. It really does, because you're out of the endurance potions. All you have left to do is grind the main story a bunch until you get your endurance back, which is again, it takes half a damn day or more, technically, over half a day to get back. So yeah, it is a grind. Our characters are level 21. We got plenty of currency. And as far as summons go, we have how much right now on this character? 5. I like to do them 10 at a time. You don't have to do 10 at a time. I just think it's more exciting. But yeah, and all that's really left is to continue strengthening your characters, to do more clashes, to do more storyline. And I'm going to fast forward time a bit here and show you my main account, which has been playing for not quite a week, maybe 3 to 4 days. Alright, so on my main account, I'm on my 5th day. Alright, there you go. There's the proof. Day 5. So here is where I'm at. I have not spent a single Hope Luxite in 5 days. 10,860. I've also not spent any Endurance Potions on this account that aren't timed, so I have 6 banked. At the moment, I could blow on whatever I want. Here's my Voyage Memento progression. So again, we were on phase 2. That was day 1. We weren't exactly done with phase 2 on that other account, but this one is done, and then phase 3 is done, and then I'm working on phase 4. The only thing holding me back on phase 4 is I need to complete memory retrievals twice, which I failed to do correctly, and you only get one of these a day. So you can see if I click go now, I have 1 attempt, 1 out of 1 attempt. So I need to do the 1 attempt here. It's not really an attempt, it's just you just auto battle and they smash everything. And then the next day I'll do it again. That's going to give me enough memory shards to completely max out Crimson Falcon with this reward, which will then do this development here, complete that, and when you complete all of the developments, as you learned, you will auto-complete all of the resource gains, giving me 2 more endurance potions. Very cool. And then I just have to level up the impact ones here, getting Abyss and Suppression. And 450 Voyager XP is going to level me up a little bit. It gets harder to level after 25, I just want to mention that too. And we get yet another Ceremonial Knife, which will combine into all of our others, giving that to, again, Crimson Falcon. Now, here's, again, currency 10,860. We have, you know, tons of other currencies. Now, here's the thing also on this character. I have not done any summoning at all. None. But besides the one summoning that was guaranteed. So I have 65 summons I can do, which is really nice, right? But I'm holding off for them for like a big unboxing or something. I don't know what I'm holding off on. Let's see, what other progression can I show? Just in 5 days, right? Very basic stuff. I'm not really sure, actually. You unlock guild potential. I don't have a guild. I'm not joining a guild. I'm not making a guild. If this video does really good, I might make a guild, but I don't know if it will, okay? You know, it's a shot in the dark here. Here is my Fool's Journey progression. I'm on chapter 2-15, and it's simply like, I'm on 2-15. I haven't progressed because I ran out of endurance. So yeah, there we go. This is level 26. My characters are currently, let's look at my characters, level 25. So yeah, level 25. They're maxed out at 25, rank 5. Items are level 25, 20, 30, and 20, and so on and so forth. I'm using Stormbreaker, Fakel, Light Conjurer, and Fire Conjurer. So that's my 5 right here at the top. My my legendary was T-Don, who is a tank character. Old dude, whatever. not a babe, not a babe, right? But unfortunately, they can't all be babes. The point is, though, you know, you get good draws, you get bad draws. It is what it is. If you really want to reset, you could until you get a good draw, but I don't think you need to. I think that this team here at the top will carry you more than enough. Also, do note, at some point, let's go back enough here. You do unlock, where is it? You unlock, hold on, let me try to find it. I am lost. It must be, yeah, I'm totally lost. It must be under the Crossing Worlds, and yeah, that is the Tower of Conquest. So, with a level 25 character, I was able to get all the way to 3-5 on the tower. Pretty good. I think I could beat this if I don't auto-battle it, but I'm lazy. So yeah, hopefully this guide gets you started with the game. It gets you your footing in the right place. It gets your mind in the right place. Again, all as a free-to-play player. And yeah, that is the video, lads. Thank you so much for watching. This game is free to play. It's on Steam. It's Sword of Convallaria. Go search it up. And let me know in the comments if you plan to play it. I think this is a really cool game just to log into, play for a few hours. You can also no-life it playing the story mode if you want. Alright, and where is my character at in the story? It's not too far. I didn't really get too far on this wipe, but maybe chapter 2 or 3, I forget. But anyway, yeah, let me know if you have any other questions about this game. If you're asking really advanced stuff like, at level 60, what's the best breaker? It's like, you know, just look at the tier lists. I'm not far enough to verify it. I've only been playing this game for a little while now, on and off, just to try it out. And I know some people hate gacha games, but I think this is a really good spiritual successor to Final Fantasy Tactics, Disgaea, Vagrant Hearts, there's Tactics Ogre. Those are all some of my favorite games growing up as a kid, and it's really neat to see someone make a game that's online with PvP and, you know, gives you reasons to log in every day to play it. It's got a lot of soul, the music's really good. Give this one a shot. It's a really short download, and I forgot to mention, you can play this on your cell phone. Now, I don't own a phone, so don't ask me questions of, how do I do this on the phone? I don't own a phone. I'm poor, I'm broke, I'm a cheapskate. That's why I'm free to play. And if the devs of this game are watching this video and they like what they see and they want to give me some currency to make more videos, I'd be happy to do so, because I enjoy the game, and if you give me free money in the game, I will make content for it. But with that said, I don't expect them to watch the video. I expect you guys to watch it. Go give it a download on Steam. I prefer it on Steam for once, because it doesn't lag as much or doesn't have as long load times. It's just it's hard to multi-box if you do it on Steam, though, but it is what it is. I don't plan to multi-box this game, or multi-account it, rather. I just did the one-time multi-account to make a starter video. But yeah, with that said, that's all I've got. Thank you so much for watching, and, you know, if this video gets a lot of views, please go ahead and subscribe, and I'll definitely make more, because it is a fun game. I am enjoying this for 2025. There's not a whole lot of games to play right now, but this one's got my attention for sure. And finally, we have a little, it's kind of a habit on this channel. At the end of every video, I give you a curse or a blessing if you click the video on the right side of your screen. So today's curse, not a blessing, I'm sorry, is if you don't click the video on the right side of your screen, the next time you go to a fast food drive-thru, not only will the line be longer than normal, but they're going to forget a dipping sauce.